Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, still continuing my Disney movie marathon. The film I'm going to be reviewing is the one titled Hot Lead on Cold Feet from 1978. So this is a live action film produced by the Walt Disney Studios from way back in the day. Oh yeah, I remember the good old days, folks. Because as I mentioned before, I'm a top secret agent that's been around for over 100 years. Oh boy, that's definitely something. So, I'm with my cup of Joe here, folks. As always, let's get into the plot, shall we? Oh yeah. hmm In this particular film, folks, there's this character named Jasper whom runs the rough and tumble town, and named after him because he's the one that founded it, which lives in the fear of Jasper's gun-swinging son, Wild Billy. Jasper has just found out that he has another son, and he lives in a particular place as well. So, it turns out that years ago, Jasper's crazy ways were too much for for his bride from England, so she left, leaving behind one twin. And of course, she returned to England with the help of his English butler. He writes a new will that mentions the other twin, then fakes his death by pretending to fall off a cliff in front of the corrupted mayor and the staff, chef I should say, both of whom just told about his second son. So overall, that's basically the summary of this particular film, folks. So yeah, altogether, this was a pretty solid Disney type of movie, folks. It kind of reminds me of a Western movie, almost, and which it basically is. This is supposed to be one of those American comedy Western films that was produced by Walt Disney Productions, and it stars quite a few popular actors at the time, so they definitely had a budget for this film because they were able to afford them. I mean, this film does look a little cheaply made, but I personally don't mind it really, folks. I tend to watch a lot of low budget films as it is anyway. So altogether, folks, this one wasn't too bad, I suppose. If you're into the whole comedy aspect of Western films, I guess you could get into it. I tend to like my Western films to be a bit more serious than this, but overall, this film isn't exactly bad. I've seen better, sure. I've also seen worse. So altogether, I can say I'll give this recommendation. If you're a Disney fan and if you're a Western fan, I guess you could give it a shot, I suppose. No pun intended. So I can say that the acting is pretty solid. Of course, the acting wasn't too bad. So, and of course, the editing was pretty solid as well. The production value looked pretty good as well, considering the time period this was made. So yeah, this definitely was a good treat for my movie collection, folks. I probably will get on Blu-ray one of these days just to have in my collection, I guess. But I might not watch it from every single time, but maybe from once in a while, I guess. I just buy them on Blu-ray, maybe. I'm sure it's on Blu-ray. So, well, yeah. Anyway, besides that, I do say that this film is something that everyone can watch. Really, there's nothing too scary or anything, really. And yeah, it has its own little sense of excitement, I suppose. It has its own sense of thrills. So you can tell this was intended for a specific audience, of course, which is fine. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But just because it's aimed at a certain audience doesn't necessarily mean it has to have a bad story. And that's the thing that lots of people out there tend to believe that just because it's a family movie, it has to have a bad plot. That's not necessarily true. It has a pretty solid story overall. The writing in this film for the script may not be Oscar worthy, but the script writing was actually pretty solid as well. So I did appreciate that, folks. Yes, really. And even like the music composed for this film was actually pretty good as well. So yeah, folks, this one isn't too bad. I quite enjoyed it. I know not a whole lot of people will actually talk about the live action stuff that the studio had actually produced because they're more concerned with the animated stuff because that's what made them popular. But they made some good live action stuff. I really do miss these old live action Disney movies. There's a certain charm to them when you think about it. And yeah, they don't make them like they used to. The live action Disney films nowadays just don't have the same kind of feel to it overall. And it just comes off nowadays, they're just making live action films just for the money. Not that I have anything against making money, mind you. But, I have nothing against that. But if that's the only end goal of making a movie and that's it, then yeah, there's a problem. If there's no passion, if there's no caring or whatever, you get a lot of bad movies. End up getting crap like this, folks. The 2015 live action remake of Cinderella was definitely pretty bad. So that's it up. That's a prime example of what I'm talking about right there because it's just horrible. But this movie is definitely a lot better if you ask me because there's definitely a lot more effort to the story and the overall acting. That's definitely true there. I did like it. This film is definitely not a bad movie. So if you have a chance, folks, give it a shot. No pun intended. So yeah, just make sure you get the DVD or Blu-ray of this film. You, mind you, of course, not the used or bootleg copies. But anyway, just be sure to get a brand new copy of this film. Yes, sirree. And this one, it's not too bad, folks. I mean, it may not be it may not be the best film ever made, but it is quite good. It's one of those films that the entire family can enjoy. There's nothing really harmful about this film, really, so I can't really get too mad at it, really. So anyway, it gets an overall rating of a 6.3 out of 10. It gets a 6.3 out of 10 from me. And of course, as always, thank you for watching and take care. See ya. Oh yeah.